And one more time. Okay, so guys, let me just say right out the bat, this is actually working really well for me, okay? All right, guys, so what we're going to do is just go ahead and kind of analyze some of the things that I'm doing right now. Let's start off with some of the things that I'm doing in my form, okay? So here we go. Here's a video based on the current form that I'm working on right now. Stepping across and able to snap through, okay? Let's check it out one more time. Let me just say from jump, I'm not a pro. I've been playing disc golf less than a year. I've been an athlete my entire life. Football, basketball, track, even baseball. I've done some really athletic things in my entire life. You know, I just recently finished playing semi-pro football. We won a championship last year. Now I really don't have any desire to continue to play semi-pro football just because I needed to get into disc golf. Something that was going to be a little bit easier on my back, my knees, everything that I currently deal with injuries with, okay? So I didn't want to give up sports in general, and I'm glad that I found disc golf. The tips that I give you or what I explain to you, what works for me, is going to be simply because this works for me. You're going to see a lot of videos out there about certain disc golfers or pros saying what you should and shouldn't do or whatever the case may be. I'm going to simply tell you this to find what works for you, okay? If you are finding that you are getting 450 feet from whatever form you may be doing, continue to do you, okay? Yes, you can do it a little bit better and get 650 feet or whatever the case may be, but just take it slow and learn and take the advice that's going to best fit your disc golf style, okay? Not everybody's advice is going to be good for you. You may go to a pro, but find out that a local has better advice for you, okay? You may go to locals and find out they don't have what you need. That pro has what you need. Find what works best for you, okay? So with that being said, this is why this works for me. You're going to hear people say that you shouldn't walk backwards on a tee pad, but as you can see, I'm walking backwards, slightly backwards on the tee pad. I got my back toward the target. But the reason why I do this is because it actually helps me get my plant foot down the right way. And it helps me get my plant foot down quicker, more parallel and closed. Okay, and that's what I need. So as you can see, my plant foot is down. This works for me because before I kept opening up my plant foot when I would walk up on a tee pad normally or straighter. And that was forcing me basically to do a lot of Annie or release on a lot of Annie and open up my hips. And a lot of the reasons why that even happened in general is just because I was afraid to plant. I'm afraid to plant on my right knee because this is my surgery leg. Not to mention, I recently tore another ligament 2 months ago, and that put me out of disc golf, you know, for a couple weeks. It kind of slowed me down. It didn't really stop me, but I got to the point to where I couldn't even move across the tee pad. I had to basically throw from the front. And that was not fun, okay? So that put a little bit fear and anxiety in me now because I don't want to plant and get injured again, if that makes sense. And a part of it was me planting, my grippy boots, disc golf shoes, basically getting stuck to the ground, and I basically turned so fast that it snapped the ligament, okay? Not rotating on my heel properly and things like that. But my foot basically got stuck in between some grippy concrete and my grippy shoes, okay? This works a lot better for me because I don't feel like I'm necessarily going to hurt myself, all right? So check this out again. So I'm stepping with my left foot to start, stepping down the line, and then planting that foot. I am in a snowboard stance, which I call a snowboard stance because my feet are staggered, okay? This allows me to plant, get some torque with my hips if I need to and not necessarily throw on Annie. And then it also allows me to get the disc and some separation away from my body so I'm able to get more distance and power, okay? Now, what I call the snowboard stance is pretty much what I call a skateboard stance is pretty much when your feet are lined parallel together, side by side, When you do that, you basically find yourself throwing on Annie a lot or coming over a lot and turning this way. And there's no power that you can get from your hips. So I always tell people, my wife, my kids, people that I help with disc golf in general, to kind of have this staggered stance so you can get more power from your hips. If your hips are like that, if you have back issues and knee issues like I do, then do what you can. Do not hurt yourself. I'm not going to tell you to try to get in some crazy athletic position that you're not able to get into. Do whatever you need to do to continue to enjoy the sport of disc golf, okay? But do what works for you, okay? So now, in this particular stance, as you can see, I'm able to get that separation, put my foot down, and I'm able to snap through. That snap that I'm getting from doing this now is so much faster, so much snappier for me. I'm able to get more distance, more speed. The discs are now coming out so fast that they're completely turning over. Before, the disc would kind of come out and I would get some good distance, but now the speed that I'm getting from this particular form is making the disc come out so fast that everything's turning over. I either have to lean over a little bit more to basically try to get something to hyzer flip. But I can tell you right now, if I'm trying to throw something flat and I'm going so fast with that type of snap, I'm getting discs that are turning over. So I'm either having to get heavier discs or, you know, kind of make some adjustments into my form in general. So it's always better to start slow than start fast. For me, this is just what's working. So let's check it out one more time. Got my arm up. Got my off arm out of the way. It's shooting down into my crotch area. Okay. I would like it to be a little bit tighter, but this is nice for me. Like I said, this is just working for me right now. Is it the best form out there? I don't know. I don't care. This is more so something that's helping me get my back leg up. Okay. Because before, if you see in a lot of my videos, my left arm was coming up a lot, and then also I have a habit of dragging my left foot. This type of form is actually helping me to get my back leg up, which is helping me get a lot more snap, spin, distance, power, etc. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that right now. And that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so now the next thing I just want to go ahead and show you guys is off of a tee pad. I didn't even try to throw this for distance. The tree happened to get in the way, but just look what it looks like on a tee pad for me. Okay, and this is a subtle throw. This is a subtle throw. This is not even me running or using more speed or anything like that. I wanted to come out and try it. As you can see with the disc golf shoes that I got on, these particular boots or these hiking boots or whatever you want to call it is the same shoes that I kind of got injured in before. So I'm a little bit nervous, right? So I wanted to take it out on a tee pad and just take it slowly, okay? I didn't try to do the normal speed that I was doing in the other video, even though that's slow motion, because that other video is quick. I'm doing a lot more speed and snap. This is more subtle. I'm getting across. Okay. And that was a very smooth release for me. It felt effortless, and that's what I like about it. It felt effortless.
Come out.
Okay, that's looking pretty good. The release on that felt effortless. It's not feeling like I need to do much. Now, if I would have tried to put my entire, all my power into that throw, I guarantee you, especially with that tree not being in the way, I would have basically launched that. This is a hold that sometimes my prior form, I was struggling to make the distance on, okay? Trust me, guys, I have been throwing out doing field work with this particular form, and it has legitimately been giving me so much more distance and speed. It feels so good. It feels effortless. It's almost scary because when I go full speed, I'm almost nervous because I'm moving so fast. I'm afraid to injure myself, okay? This is just a subtle pace. It also helps me to get my release from the bad hyzer habits that I was having before to more flat, or even if I throw more stable discs, I can put them on a little ante if I want to easier, just because I feel like where I'm reaching was natural to me, okay?
Come out.
Okay. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. What do you think about this form? Is this something that you will be willing to try? Do you have a similar form? I would love to know down in the comment section. What are you guys really doing or thinking that you're doing differently to try to get you some results? At the end of the day, guys, I support everybody who's trying to grow and become better in disc golf. I am not a fan of the guys that are all textbook. Oh, you got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. You got to go watch the pros, blah, 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 this and that. No. I don't want to go try to throw like Paul McBeth or anybody else. I want to have my own style of throwing it, my form for throwing disc golf. Okay, I want to do me. Now, yes, I want to learn as much as I can and try to implement ways that are going to help me get better. But at the end of the day, I'm not really looking for big distance. You know, there are guys out there that are looking for big distance and they want to throw 500 feet. The problem is a lot of them probably isn't accurate. You know, if you told them to go play a tournament to where they got to throw, you know, hit a bunch of tight lines between trees or around trees and hit mandos, and they don't get to throw big bombs over the trees or whatever, you will find that a lot of those guys tend to play really bad in tournaments. It's just the truth. A lot of those guys can't hit tight lines because they don't have the accuracy for it, okay? These guys want to just throw things over trees all day long. Guys, I would much rather throw shorter distances and more accurately versus trying to throw big bombs longer distances and you can't hit a tunnel. You know, you can't hit a mando properly or whatever the case may be. I much rather be more accurate than focusing on a bunch of distance. If you get your accuracy and stuff down now, the distance and everything will come later. But trust me, you do not want to be the guy that cannot hit mandos and tunnels and around trees or whatever, because all you're used to doing is just throwing a disc over big trees and doing big hyzer lines. You need to get your accuracy down and learn how to be more accurate and be more disciplined in disc golf, okay? With that being said, in the next video, what I'm going to be doing is basically just kind of analyzing some of my putts and how my putts has gotten a lot better. It has done a lot for me here in my first year of disc golf. I didn't mention it before, but I pretty much won my second MA3 tournament. I'll be doing another video about that. But basically, my putting and my upshots has been the bread and the butter of my game and has helped me either win tournaments or be really competitive with MA1 guys, MA2 guys. So with that being said, if you're new to disc golf, pick up a disc, don't stress, and just throw it.